So, Mr. General Manager, everybody's here. We've got 3 councillors online. Is that correct?
That's correct, Mr. Mayor. Just need an official motion. Just recommendation resolution that they be able to.
Do we have that they're available?
By audio visual.
Okay, the councillors are here by audio visual. Can I have a mover for that motion, please? Councillor McGlenn, Councillor Fennell. All those in favour?
Aye.
Aye. I declare it carried. Okay, are there any disclosures of interest this evening, councillors? No. Okay. There are none. The confirmation of the minutes. Are there any corrections? Yes, Councillor Lord.
Corrections. I move.
No problem. No problem. Everything's fine.
Yep.
Okay, I'll put the motion. All those in favour?
Aye.
That's carried. Okay. So that was Councillor Lord.
And Councillor Crow.
And Councillor Crow. Six reports from staff. Section 1, Executive Services. A monthly status report. Is there recognition here that Council receive and note the monthly status report, Council meeting actions June 2026. Is there anything Council would like to discuss amongst the monthly status report?
I have something.
What is the sorry
The
bushfire plan mapping? How long is that going to take us now? Sort of been delayed for some time.
Basically, it's in place at the moment, so there is no actual process. We have objected to it, but there's no formal process comes in order to contradict it. But so it's kind of in a twilight zone.
Good. Can I have a mover and seconder to for this recommendation, please? Councillor Henderson, Councillor Crowe. Did you want to speak?
I believe Councillor Minogue had.
Yeah. Councillor Minogue?
It was Councillor Brooks. Sorry, it was me.
Councillor Brooks, was it? Councillor Brooks?
Thank you. Through you, Mr. Mayor, I just wanted to ask for an update. I noted that the drag strip isn't on there. Do we have an update as to where that's up to?
Director section.
The drag strip is progressing. All the enabling works are completed, and the next step will be we signed the project verifier for the intersection on the Newell Highway. Once that's started, because we can't proceed with the construction of the drag strip without the intersection on the Newell Highway. So that's the next step.
Very good. You happy with that, Councillor?
Thank you. So, yeah, sorry, just to ask further, we did have in our last report some months ago about something in there about because we've moved it to the second runway that it will only allow limited use of the intended purpose being the Western Wheelers, and we were going to look for an update from the Western Wheelers just to clarify what that means and whether they can deliver that same level of events. Do we have an update on that part of it?
Councillor Brooks, we don't have a formal response, but we got a letter requesting additional information. We've given them a full project update. They're obviously a little disappointed that they haven't got a designated drag strip that got to share with the runway. So we haven't formally heard back how many events they're going to hold, and also the level of events that they're going to hold on the drag strip.
You happy with that, Councillor Brooks? So we need more information.
It was a little bit hard. Yeah, my concern is what I asked about a few months ago is that it's if we're not going to be able to deliver the level of events that it was initially intended for, it's a big investment for something that may not come off. So I just wanted to make sure that we're kind of getting bang for our buck there.
You can rest assured the bulk of the investment in the project is actually upgrading the airport and access to the airport, the entry road, etc. The actual amount of money specifically for the drag strip is down to the surface of the secondary runway plus all the crash barriers, etc. So irrespective of the drag strip proceeding with activities, the airport will end up being upgraded. So there isn't really a risk of, I suppose, expenditure being not fruitful.
So we're still getting value for money. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, essentially, if you look at the big chunky bits, it's the resurfacing of the secondary runway, which is valuable, and the intersection on the Newell Highway, which if we have future plans for the airport, we will be required to do that anyway, if we have additional flights. So at the moment, we're doing it ahead of things, but if we do get additional flights, we will run the risk that we will have to refuse those flights because we won't be able to allow the traffic in off the Newell Highway. So overall, the amount of money being spent specifically for the drag strip activity is a lot less than the project budget.
Okay, you happy with that, Councillor Brooks?
No, sorry.
Can I ask?
Look, it was initially it's a fair bit of money that we have. It was pitched to us that we were putting the money in for the upgrade of the airport for these quarterly events to come forward and bring a huge amount of money to town. This was why we allowed so much money to go towards this. I mean, I know that we're getting an upgrade of the airport, but that was not how it was pitched to us. That it was pitched to us that we were going to bring a significant amount of tourism to town and help the economy of the town. So I'm concerned that we're not going to get this level of tourism and economy back in, and we're spending money and basically just to upgrade the airport without what our initial agreement or the pitch of it that was given to us was about.
Yeah. I think essentially it gets back to the wheelers if they plan to deliver the events. But if not the wheelers, we will own a publicly owned drag strip at an airport, which means that we can make it available for other people to run events. So we're not just limited to what the wheelers want to do. It'll be a publicly Shire owned facility. It's not a Western Wheelers owned facility. They're available for 4 events a year.
Councillor McGlynn?
Yeah, no, totally.
Oh, you finished, Councillor?
Sorry. Just I understand that it's not a Western Wheelers owned event, but I mean that amount of money. If we're not going to get events booked in, my concern is that money could be better used for other facilities that are used more by more of the community. That's my concern. I mean, can we get some sort of a report or maybe something back to us with where our money is going? If we're not getting these events from the Western Wheelers, what are we getting for this upgrade?
No, sorry, Councillor Brooks, the project we're delivering is a drag strip, which is infrastructure, and we are proceeding to deliver the infrastructure which was agreed. I am not responsible for what events the Western Wheelers plan to do, but we were asked to deliver a drag strip and we've mobilised to deliver a drag strip. And I do not want another half completed project because there'll be penalties and confusion. We've committed to the federal government to deliver a drag strip. We've spent 1.4 billion on enabling works. And it's also, it would have been a massive investment if we had a designated drag strip. It would have been an additional multiple millions to go. So this is the best outcome for the project. And we're also halfway through. So I'm not in favour of wobbling at this point.
Councillor McGlynn, you're first.
Just to clarify, you've made it pretty clear. They came the specifics of all the specifications of the what, and you'll cover those in the drag strip. So I don't see what the problem is. Including it in the airport, we're getting a double whammy for the same amount of money. And maybe we've got to emphasise that a little more.
Yeah.
A bit on the runway, I mean, it's a perfect thing to do. How many times do we use that runway? It's sitting there with no use at all. I just want to compliment you on it because if they want to have whatever events they want to have, they would have given you the specifications of what they wanted. And we've done that. So what's the problem?
Very good. Perhaps just some more information. If you can talk to Western Wheelers and see what they're up to.
Yeah.
Councillor Henderson.
Through you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, I was just going to suggest maybe we can take this on notice and then bring back some information about the rest of the things.
Very good. Very good. Now, there's no for Councillor Crowe.
Just quickly, I understand what Councillor Brooks is asking is whether they're going to be able to run the level of event that they actually sought by having the drag strip. I believe that was what you may have been alluding to, Councillor Brooks.
Yes. She's
Yeah,
got it.
that's correct.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue will be the fact that the infrastructure, so the viewership details will need to be brought out specifically for the events and put away because we couldn't build permanent viewing platforms along the secondary runway. So there is a few additional things. The only real difference is that it's not a singly owned purpose-built drag strip. It is a community drag strip available to the Western Wheelers. So I think it will be open to other drag saloon car drag clubs as well, and air shows and driving schools and cinemas, or there's lots of things we can do there.
Let's go this way.
Okay. Very good.
Just one other, with the upgrade to the entry to the airport,
Yes.
will that coincide with a speed restriction past that turn off? Because
I'll take that on notice.
I travel in there most Sundays after dark coming home from referee, and pretty well from the turn off to go to the country club through to the airport is like you can sit on 110 through there and go and do it on a Sunday at 8:30 at night. It's not good. No, it needs to be toned right down.
Yeah.
I
Well,
like getting along too, Councillor McGlynn, but it's really the 50k sign sneak right up on you just past the airport corner.
The 80Ks out to the
well,
air.
Very good.
we can present that to the local transportation forum, and also it's an actual transport for New South Wales Road, so they've got the final say.
So, okay, I think we've had enough to say on that issue. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Declare it carried. So move over to 6.2, the Cow Gold Operations Community Consultative Committee. Recommendation there that council notes advice received from Evolution Mining that the updated Cow Gold Operations Community Consultative Committee charter permits one or two members from each member council to attend committee meetings. 2, appoints Councillor Rodney Crowe as additional council representative on the Cow Gold Operations Community Consultative Committee. 3, authorises the General Manager to notify Evolution Mining of Council's delegate appointment. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Purnell, Councillor Henderson. Do you want to speak to it, Councillor Purnell?
Oh, if I could just say, I think it's only reasonable that we have that extra delegate. I mean, it gives us a bit more talk power and hopefully he'll do the talk power.
Councillor Henderson, do you want to speak to it? No, just good. Any other councillors want to say something regarding this? No. I'll put the motion. All those in favour?
No.
Carried. Very good. Move over to 6.3, the Rural Banking Investment Alliance. The recommendation that Council 1 formally endorse the obligation on banks to fund face-to-face banking in regional Australia campaign led by the Regional Banking Investment Alliance and include Council logo on RBIA materials. 2, advocate to the Australian Government to legislate a cost-sharing model for banks to fund regional face-to-face banking services. And 3, leverage Council's existing advocacy platforms to amplify the campaign. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Crowe, Councillor McGlynn. Councillor Crowe, would you like to speak to it?
I think this is something that we need to support. As anyone who reads news or sees things, they're closing banks in rural Australia, everywhere, even in urban areas. And there are a hell of a lot of people out there that still need to go in face-to-face banking and don't do it online and need that. And it may not affect us right here at the very moment, but it may down the track.
That's right.
So this is something that I feel very strong about.
Very good. Councillor McGlynn, do you want to speak?
I support the concept 100%, but I can guarantee you it won't happen because we're becoming more and more digitalised. Everything's done online. As the age, population, the percentage of the population that this doesn't suit are on the, on the mortal coil. So I cannot see this happening. I think it's a great idea, absolutely necessary. But you know how the banks work. We're going in the AI generation. Why would you put face-to-face banking? Go backwards. So great idea. I support the idea, but if it's going to happen, I don't think it'll happen.
Thanks, Councillor McLean. Anyone like to speak to this motion? No.
Councillor Minogue.
Councillor Minogue, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I attended the REROC meeting when David Hine presented this information to REROC. I'm very supportive of this. The main point to note is that like for telecommunications, there is a community service obligation, and this is basically asking for the same community service obligation for banking. We have an obligation to support those within our community that can't, for whatever reason, access digital banking. The other important point to note is that Southwest Slopes Bank is also part of the alliance. So whilst this is aimed at the big four banks and the level of service that they provide in rural and regional communities, Southwest Slopes Bank is actually signed up to the alliance, so they're supportive of it as well, and they are great supporters of our community, so this is not going to disadvantage the service.
Yes, very good point.
Councillor Koenig.
Councillor Carnegie?
I'd just like to endorse Councillor Minogue's comments and just make the point that we're already suffering diminished services from banks in our locality, but also regionally. And it's just such an important thing to maintain this service for all of regional Australia.
I think banks need to think about this very carefully. Number one, all the big industries are in the rural sector, mining, agriculture and tourism, and all the money really is held by all the old people. So they need to think about this very carefully. I'll leave it at that. I'll put the motion. All those in favour?
Aye.
6.4, the Country Mayors Association. There's a recommendation that Council 1 notes the Country Mayors advocating for increased Commonwealth financial assistance grants to local governments. The campaign seeks to restore at least 1% of total Commonwealth taxation revenue to local councils across Australia. 2, recognise the critical role local government plays in delivering essential services and infrastructure that underpin community wellbeing, economic vitality and national resilience. 3, supports the campaign's core message, invest in us so we can invest in them. 4, commits to participating in the campaign by A, sharing campaign materials through council communication channels, B, engaging with local media and community stakeholders to raise awareness, C, lobbying federal representatives to support the funding increase. 5, request the Mayor to write to the relevant Prime Minister, Treasurer, Federal Minister for Local Government, the Shadow Minister for Local Government, our local Member of Parliament and Senator expressing council support for the campaign and urging their commitment to the proposed funding increase. Mover for this motion, please. Councillor Crowe and Councillor Henderson. Councillor Crowe, would you like to speak?
I think, as I thought with the banking industry one, we need to keep the banks open, but anytime we can try and get a little bit extra back out of the Commonwealth Government is what we've got to try and do. Personally, they don't spend the money they get that wisely at present, so I think they might want to give some other people a bit of a go at spending some of it for the people who put it there.
Absolutely. Councillor Henderson. Okay. Look, I'll just say one thing to this myself. Council's been advocating for this 1% of taxation revenue for quite a while. In the 90s, we had 1% of taxation revenue, and successive governments, and it's been both sides of politics, have lowered the bar, and we're currently sitting at about 0.5% of tax revenue, which has had significant impacts on all our infrastructure in rural areas. So this is a very, very important issue. Anyway, with no further on this, I'll put the motion. All those in favour?
Sorry, Councillor Minogue.
Councillor Minogue, would you like to, we've got a whole lot of them here. Councillor Minogue.
Thank you. I'd like to speak in support of this recommendation. I was at the Country Mayors Association meeting when this was released. We all know about needing to get back to the 1% of restore the financial assistance grants to the 1%. What this campaign does is provide a very synchronised, united front from the Country Mayors Association for this cause, but it also gives us the resources to professionally pursue this both at a local council level, but also across the state. So it is really worthwhile supporting this program.
Councillor Carnegie, did you have something to say on this issue? Councillor Brooks? No. Were there any other councillors?
Yeah, can I ask you a question about it?
You may. Councillor McGlynn?
We went to a referendum to get 2%. It was defeated. Our governments have got less and less money because they haven't spent it wisely, as Councillor Crowe said. This is all local government. What percentage of this is going to go? Is it going to be per capita? There's a lot of ifs and buts. Is it going to go mainly to cities?
Well, what
happens is population areas. That's what you. I mean, this is all motherhood stuff here. Of course, everybody agrees with it, but you tell me if we're going to get 50% of it because we live in the bush, we're going to get more than that because we've got more roads, or we're going to spend it on a per capita basis where we get nothing.
Well, Councillor McGlynn, there is actually a formula that's used to determine the distribution of federal assistance grants. And in the country areas, it's based on road network, and in the cities, it's based on population. So there is an argument between country and city areas about how this distribution is currently managed, and the rural councils are not very happy, and they've been lobbying to change the way this is calculated for quite a while now. But the argument is that we first of all need to get the 1% from the federal government, and then argue the distribution after that is the position that they put forward. Councillor Lord.
I just agree with everything that Councillor McGinn was saying about the various issues. If we actually go back in history, and probably I'm a little bit older than a couple of mates here, you've got to remember that under the Whitlam government, it was 2%. Of funding went to all local governments, and that was when local government had heaps of money back in the 70s, and it's been gradually whittled down ever since. But I fully support that not only should we be fighting for the 1%, but we should also be fighting for a realignment of the financial assistance grants formula, because effectively, you only have to drive to Sydney to notice that local governments in Sydney, get $5 an hour for parking, for example. So effectively, they have many other fundraising mechanisms to, in actual fact, help and assist things. So, we've got to be very, I think, more proactive in actually pushing for a realignment or a re-establishment of the formula for financial assistance grants.
I think Linda Scott, who's a Labor member, is one of the newest members of the committee that looks after financial assistance grants in New South Wales. So, Councillor Lord, you may be able to lobby Ms Scott to head in that direction. But I will remind you that she's a former City of Sydney councillor, and I'm not sure what their last year's budget was, but the year before, City of Sydney had an $80 million surplus due to their parking income. So that is Councillor Lord's, assertions in there are correct.
Yes.
Okay, I've just been informed that there is a review going on currently on the assistance grants formula, so that's all good news for us. If there's no further discussion on this, I'll put the motion. All those in favour?
Aye.
Declare it carried. Move over to page 43. Okay, 6.5, the Risk, Work, Health and Safety Quarterly Report. The recommendation that council receive and note the Risk, Work, Health and Safety Report for the quarter ending June 2026. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Fennell, second Councillor Henderson. Do we need discussion regarding this, councillors? No. I'll put the motion. All those in favour?
Right.
Declare it carried. Move on to page 47. Section 2, Corporate and Community Services, 6.6, Finance Investment Report for June 2026. The recommendation there that Council 1 receive and note the information contained within the Finance and Investment Report for the month of June 2026. 2, confirms the payment of accounts for the period 1 June to 30 June 2026, totalling $14,320,386.66. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Henderson, Councillor Lord. Councillor Henderson, do you want to speak to this? Councillor Lord, do you want to speak?
Just only compliment the department, the finance department, because to have 98% of our rates paid
Excellent.
basically at the 30th of June for a year is an amazing number.
Excellent.
I think that needs to be stressed.
Okay, I'll put the motion. All those in favour?
Aye.
I declare it carried. Okay, so move over to page 55.
27, 753.
Okay, 6.7, the March quarterly budget review. There's a recommendation there, 1, that the officers' report be received and noted and determine which, if any, of the proposed budget variations are to be adopted. And 2, that the council endorses the statement of acknowledging the financial position is considered satisfactory. Have a mover, please. Councillor Henderson and Councillor Crowe. Councillor Henderson, up you come.
Thank you. Just a question through you, Mr. Mayor. Page number 63. Just a note here that it states that there has been no development contributions received at all in that quarter. Would that be correct?
General Manager, do you want to take that one?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, I am advised that that's correct.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Sorry, Mr. Mayor, just in addition, it is to the end of March. Okay, so it's only the third quarter, not the fourth quarter.
Oh, not a quarter.
Sorry.
So that's what I said, it's only March quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems strange that there's no contributions.
Closed down January, February.
Councillor Crowe, did you want to speak to this one? Okay. I'll put the motion. All those in favour?
Aye.
Carried. We'll move on to page 64. 6.8, adoption of the revised operational plan 2026-2027. There's a recommendation there that one, council adopt the revised operational plan 2026-2027, including the budget for the 2026-2027 financial year. 2, authority to be delegated to the general manager to make minor amendments for clarity or for correction of drafting errors prior to publication. And 3, should there be any requirement for significant amendments to the operational plan and budget, that said amendments be incorporated into future quarterly budget review processes. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Henderson, seconder. Councillor Crowe. Councillor Henderson, did you want to speak to this?
Thank you. Through you, Mr. Mayor. Just a little correction on page 5. Just missed the swap around for people and family in the introduction, and page 5 of page 6, which is 5 of 26. Once again, just the rearrangement of the family and people.
Very good. Thanks, Councillor Henderson. Councillor Crowe, any comment?
Fine.
If not, any other comments regarding the operational plan? Councillor Minogue, Councillor Carnegie, Councillor Brooks, you all happy with the operational plan? Yep, very good. Okay, I'll put the motion. All those in favour? I declare it carried. Page 66. 6.9, the Resilience Project Mid-Year Partnership Progress Report. Recommendation there that council receive and note the information contained in the Resilience Project Mid-Year Partnership Progress Report. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Henderson, seconded Councillor Fennell. Councillor Henderson, would you like to speak to this? Councillor Fennell? No.
Thank you.
Anyone else like to speak to this motion? No. Put the
Oh,
motion.
sorry. I'll leave.
Oh, yes, Councillor Brooks.
I just wanted to jump in and say again how wonderful this project is. There is a lot of chatter around town from teachers and parents alike of the benefits of this to our children and to the youth. It's doing great things behind the scenes, so it's wonderful to see this continue.
Very good. Very good. I'll put the motion now. All in favour? Carried. I'll move over to 6.10, emerging changes affecting the code of meeting practice. The recommendation here that 1, council note the officer report on statutory changes affecting the timing and content for remaking the Shire Council Code of Meeting Practice. 2, council note the legislative constraint associated with disallowance motions of New South Wales Parliament, which is delaying release of the revised Model Code of Meeting Practice, and that a release of such an instrument cannot occur before the final week of September 2026. 3, notwithstanding new requirements on the Local Government General Amendment Meetings Regulation 2026 that are not reflected in the prevailing 2021 Model Code of Conduct meeting practice for councils in New South Wales, council refrains from remaking the Shire Council Code of Meeting Practice until such time as fresh guidance emerges from the New South Wales Office of Local Government encouraging such action. 4, the General Manager ensures that appropriate measures are in place to support continuing compliance with valid provisions within the Shire Code of Meeting Practice, and that they include measures to simultaneously meet compliance obligations under new legislative provisions that need to be considered alongside them. Mover for this, please. Councillor McGlynn, seconded. Councillor Lord. Councillor McGlynn, would you like to speak to it?
I move it. The fact that it has to be moved, and it's compulsory that we do it. But it's going to be very detrimental, this whole new code of meeting practice to council, and we cannot get information. We've got briefing sessions are gone. We like to have briefing sessions, but not to be able to have anything to discuss anything at the next meeting. That's the rule? Yeah. Okay. So you have some quite complicated things coming to council, and we get a review on them. We get a business paper attachment that's got all the words in it. 7 people in the room can read the same thing and they'll all come up with a different conclusions and different, I said that, no, it didn't have said that, it said something else. We were to record our workshops and be able to do what you like. I don't care, but can we get past this, that we can have staff, okay, give us something that's quite complicated, like this, and come and say, yes, this is what you can do and what you can't. I mean, there are different levels of ability in any council. It's the same in any parliament, but we are going to go backwards. We will not have good information on the night that day that we receive it to make informed decisions, and this is going backwards. What? Because a few people, guys from tomorrow gets thrown out, whatever happens. It seems to be about conduct. It's not about getting the best advice and making the best decisions for your councillors. All right. Can we do this? Can we get around this by doing our advertising and video, doing everything?
I think you can get around it by Councillor McGinn saying this, because if we advertise a committee of councillors who are actually having a workshop and live stream it, effectively it's not a decision-making thing, it's a meeting of a committee of council that is that's talking of a workshop, have it live streamed, and I believe it covers the regulations.
Very good.
So does that mean that we could have staff come to a workshop and discuss something that's going to be in? I mean, there's usually only one item max that needs discussion. Could we do that?
Mr. General Manager?
We have to ask one of our staff members if that would be legal.
Would you like to answer this, Director Berlin?
Short answer is no, we can't. The minister is very clear that decisions need to be taken in a council meeting.
Of course it does. We know that.
Anything, and it needs to be in the public domain, so that the community can know exactly what it is that the councillors are making decisions on and what information they're using to base those decisions. Councillors and we have our acting coordinator of internal audit, governance and risk in the room, and I'm watching her and she's nodding to make sure that I'm actually giving you the right information. The councillors can still have strategic sessions, which talk to things such as the budget. I'm assuming the IPNR documentation, but specific day-to-day matters that a council is required to deal with will have to go through a council meeting. And if there are questions that you have, you can ask prior to the meeting, but they will need to be in writing to the General Manager, which there will be a compilation of the responses provided to the whole community as an addendum to the council meeting business paper. So as
It is what it is, I guess.
it is what it is, and the minister was very strong on the fact that meetings prior to decisions being taken won't happen.
Councillor McGinn, I don't think there was a council in New South Wales that didn't object to the changes that have been made. However, those objections have fallen on deaf ears, and the state has taken this position, and we've got to live with it. Yes, Councillor Fennell.
This has probably got nothing to do with the decision process, but the minister, he has a myriad of staff and people that he can consult with that find out information.
That's right.
He gets told different things. He's got that opportunity to have informal meetings and have discussions. I really feel that the community would really like to think that the councillors that they have elected would be equipped to make the important decisions that we have to make. So maybe the minister may receive less support to maybe see what position that we're put in to make these big decisions. I mean, this is nothing to do with that decision that's going to be made or anything here, but just something that the last 2 terms of council that I've had, I have had to make some tricky decisions and things, and I have had the opportunity to be able to see.
Caucus.
Exactly. Yep. And my job is becoming more and more compromised, I feel, by people that are making decisions and not taking notice of what effect it has. Thank you. Thank you for the indulgence of that.
Thanks, Councillor Fennell. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Aye. Very carried. We'll move on to page 81. (6.11) Endorsement of an updated loan borrowing policy.
No, sorry.
Recommendation there that one, council endorse the updated loan borrowing policy to be placed on public exhibition for a period of 28 days, commencing the 24th of July 2026, in accordance with the legislative requirements of the Local Government Act 1993. 2. Should any submissions be received that proposed changes, if there are substantial post-public exhibition changes proposed for any other reasons, a report be submitted to council for consideration detailing the amendments and with further recommendations regarding adoption. And 3, should there be no submissions received during proposed changes through the public exhibition process, or there are no substantial post-public exhibition changes proposed, for any other reasons, the updated loan borrowing policy be considered as formally adopted by council. Have a mover, please. Councillor Lord and a seconder. Councillor Henderson. Councillor Lord, would you like to speak?
I need to say
I don't think so either. Councillor Henderson? No. No other councillors want to comment on this motion?
No.
Okay. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Carried. Okay. So I'll move over to page 88. 6.12, formal adoption of council policies. The recommendation there, the council notes the formal adoption of the following council policies and completion of the exhibition period. 1. Financial reserves policy. 2. Complaints handling policy. And 3. Information guide. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Henderson, seconder. Councillor Fennell. Councillor Henderson, Councillor Fennell. There's no further comments. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Carried. Go to page 90. Okay. I've noted that as part of the business paper, the reports are included as we go along, not in the normal process where we had them all in one line. So we'll need to move each one in line. 6.13, the Blanchard Children's Services Unit CSU report. Recommendation that council receive and note the information contained within the Children's Services report. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Henderson, Councillor Crowe. Are there any comments, councillors, regarding this report?
I'm really happy to see it in our papers again.
Very good, Councillor Brooks. So am I. No questions for the director? No. Okay, I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Carried. Move over to page 93. 6.14, the Community Development and Services Report. Recommendation there that council receive the information contained in the Community Development and Services Report. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Crowe, Councillor Henderson. Is there anything there councillors need to discuss?
Yes. Through you, Mr. Mayor.
Councillor McGuinn?
Oh, really good numbers. The memories, melodies, memories, morning memories and melodies. I wonder if we could have similar attendance rating for the youth services. That be possible?
Take that on board, Councillor McGuinn. Yeah.
Because it's I mean, while I'm 54 people, that's incredible. And it's Hungary, I mean, they've all maybe 17, that's a great increase. So it'd be good to see what the how it's being used and all the rest of it.
Any other questions regarding the Community Development Services Report? If there are not, I'll put the motion. All those in favour? I declare it carried. Move on to section 3 on page 100. (6.15) the Technical Services Report. Recommendation that the council receive and note the Technical Services Report for June 2026. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Henderson, second to Councillor Crowe. Councillor Henderson or Councillor Crowe, would you like to speak to this? Councillor Henderson?
Yeah, just observation for Director of Technical Services. There are still lights out in the main street and in the Cam Park.
Very good. Councillor Crowe, did you have any questions?
Thank you, mate.
Councillor Fennell, did you have a question?
Just wanted to clarify. Just clarify there which
Two down this end.
in near the pedestrian.
Coming down
I do mean those ones.
the street lights.
Could I just add something? I did note that at the pedestrian crossing there at Church Street and Main Street, there's 4 dull lights. There's 4. 2 are illuminated sometimes, 3 are illuminated, then 1 is. I do note that we're told that if there's any lights out, we're to contact Essential Energy, which I did do. And these are in very, very vital areas there with the pedestrian crossings on both sides. They actually said to me that they are not on their grid, and I was to let local council know about that. The other night, 3 were on, 1 was off, and then a week ago, 2 were on. They're very ornate-looking lights themselves, the structure of them, but the quality of lighting is very poor when it is on. They're a warm light rather than anything that might illuminate it.
Bright LEDs, Mr Director.
Check it out.
Councillor Henderson?
Just another quick comment through you, Mr. Mayor. Can I possibly make a suggestion that when we're looking at picking projects from the Main Street Revitalisation Plan, because of all the technical issues and issues with our Main Street section of lighting, that we have a look at that as a possible priority project from that place.
Very good. There's no other comments?
Mr. Mayor, may I make a
You may, Councillor Minogue, yes.
through you, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to congratulate the staff in this space for the work that they did in Barmidman in addressing the graffiti in the main park. Unfortunately, I have to report now that there's graffiti in the toilets.
Okay. Mr Director?
We'll add it to the list.
Very good. Thank you, Councillor Minogue.
You can do.
There's no further comments. If there's no further comments from councillors, I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Declare it carried. Move on to page 103. 6.16 DA 2026/0028 Extractive Industry Sandstone Quarry. There's a recommendation now that council approve, subject to conditions of consent, DA 2026/0028 PAN-589670 Extractive Industry Sandstone Quarry Stage 1 at 262 Chanters Lane, Weethally, Lot 15, DP 751720. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Henderson, seconder. Councillor Lord. Councillor Henderson, would you like to speak to this?
Thank you through you, Mr. Mayor. I'd just like to thank council for answering all the additional questions that were brought up at a previous council meeting and providing the information that was requested.
Very good. Councillor Lord, did you want to speak to this?
Probably a very similar situation. The fact that if, the question that we're after, we've received a response to recommendation is it be approved accordingly for the 5-year period. I'd like to think that the bond or the bank guarantee is large enough for total rehabilitation and not just a sketching when it does happen.
Very good. Councillor McGinn, you made it. Yes.
I see a lot of problems with this because if you lie on a DA about, look, putting your out for exhibition is a major part of the planning process, and it gives the people around it a chance to make a comment. Now, if you can't be truthful on the first one, and then you've got to do another one, I have a lot of questions about. I know it'll have to pass tonight, but what do I believe? I mean, how is this tested? And I was just want to ask our director here. We, as a couple of councillors, brought a lot of questions in here. When somebody puts a DA in to you and they state various things, do you actually test them that they're true, or that you have to take them at face value?
Mr. Director.
Through the mayor, we generally interrogate them. We don't take everything just to face value. But we do, in general, we do take a positive view to it. We don't assume, like, they're innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
Be the way I would interpret it, rather than assuming they're guilty and trying to.
Well, if they're proved guilty, it doesn't leave, it doesn't give you a great feeling of, everything's going to be right in the future. Do they have to make contributions, because this is an extractive industry, to the Shire on a yearly basis, is the same as a mine or a solar farm?
Who wants this? Mr. Gentleman.
Mr. Mayor, I'd be referring it to the manager, who would probably be best placed to answer the question.
I don't mean to be putting you on the spot or anything. I just,
Do you mind repeating the question?
are they requested to make a contribution as an extractive industry, the same as the mine do, or the solar farm? Isn't an extractive industry, but it's using land for other purposes other than what it was
So in this instance, you'll see that they'll be paying under our
712, yeah.
712 developer contributions. So we'll just be receiving a one-off contribution from them, not an ongoing one, in regards to
How much the material's taken out.
Could I ask you another thing?
Councillor McGinn, yeah, come.
The rehabilitation, how much are they going to pay? I mean, they have to put it into an account with council, don't they? And then it stays there until the rehabilitation and whatever. So what is their requirement?
So as per the condition of consent, so it's been conditioned accordingly that they have to provide a rehabilitation management plan that needs to be provided to and approved by council. And in that, based off, the required rehabilitation, they will have to put a figure forward that we will assess and either approve or renegotiate. So there's no figure up front because they need to provide and do the investigation and provide a plan for council to consider before a dollar value. But the bond sits with council once agreed, and if not rehabilitated in accordance with the plan, then we hold on to that to ensure that.
But, the thing is, we're approving this tonight without knowing how much money they have put aside for rehabilitation, because if you've got any, the cost of anything that you have to rehabilitate, it adds and adds. It's a lot more today than it was 10 years ago or whatever. I mean, they might put in $50,000. But in 20 years' time, when they're finished, $50,000 isn't going to go anywhere. How does that work?
Well, it's based, so obviously they get a suitably qualified person to do a rehabilitation management plan, and they would address all those matters for consideration. So the potential impact on the land and the required rehabilitation, and it'll be calculated accordingly at the time. So we're approving this conditionally that they are to provide us with that plan.
Thank you.
Prior to commencement of any work. So before commencement of any work, we get the rehabilitation plan to consider.
And will you let the council know what the result of this is? Because we follow with a lot of interest. We put time and effort into saying that the right thing is done. Would we, as councillors, are we allowed to, or is there some privacy issue?
No, I do believe that the plan would have to come back to council for consideration. The dollar value would have to be agreed upon within that report. So I wouldn't confidently say it would come to a council meeting, but it would definitely have to come to council to be considered. Someone else might be able to talk about that, but
Director Sexton?
Yeah. I mean, I don't see any reason why that. I mean, it's a DA. It's in the public domain. I think when the figures are agreed, I don't see any reason why that wouldn't be shared publicly. Because I think by keeping it private, it would only raise more questions in the community.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good. If there's no further questions regarding the extractive industry motion, I'll put the motion now. All those in favour? All right. Declare it carried. Okay, so we move on to page 108.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron. Thank you. Okay, 6.17 Shire Council Model Asbestos Policy. The recommendation there, one, that council resolved to place the draft Shire Council model asbestos policy on public exhibition for a period of 28 days from 24th of July 2026. 2, should there be any comments received from the community on the draft model asbestos policy, a further report be prepared and presented to council. And 3, should there be no comment from the community within the 42-day commentary period, council formally adopt the draft model asbestos policy. So we've got an exhibition period of 28 days and we've got 42 days. What's the
Under the legislation, the document is on exhibition for 28 days. Then you have 14 days post that for
Okay, for
registration.
comments. Okay. May I have a mover for this, please? Councillor Fennell, Councillor Henderson. Councillor Fennell, would you like to speak to this?
I definitely speak in favour of this. I mean, as we see more and more renovations and different things happening within our community, I think it's good to have something like this in place. So it's a no or a not no as far as asbestos removal and just situations with asbestos. I think it's a very, very relevant to what we may face in the future.
Very good. Councillor Henderson. Okay. Any further comments from any other councillors? If there aren't any, I'll put the motion. All those in favour? All right, declare it carried. We'll move on to page 110. 6.18, Delegates Report, Local Roads Congress 2026. The recommendation is that Council adopt the outcomes of the IPWEA Roads Congress 2026 communique in accordance with the General Manager's report. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor McGlynn, Councillor Lord. Councillor McGlynn, would you like to speak to it?
Well, I'd like to.
General Manager's here, so it's...
Yeah, the general manager speak
Yeah.
more than me. I wasn't there. So could you, yes, you were at the conference, general manager.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, yes.
you-
I've attended this
Speak to it.
Congress annually for a number of years, both previously as a Director of Engineering, as a board member of IPWEA and as its current president. It's been a very strong advocacy tool for local government when it comes to roads, and probably the biggest thing that has ever come out of it was, and you may recall some years ago with the previous state government, there were two programs that came forward, and they were a $500 million fixing local roads program and a $500 million fixing local bridges program, of which this council benefited back then. The benchmarking reports that were generated and advocated through this Congress resulted in those funding programs becoming available through the previous government. It provides an opportunity for engineers or directors, senior staff and councillors to meet with members of parliament. There is a good attendance from year to year at the event, and yeah, it's all about advocacy.
And it works.
It does.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very good. Councillor Lord.
I think it's pretty self-explanatory here, and I agree with the comments about the 1% funding that they're pushing as well, with the review of the financial assistance grant guidelines, and I think that's important, particularly roads. When it comes to roads, it's probably one of the major things that local government in rural areas have a problem with.
Absolutely. Any further comments from any other councillors? If not, I'll put the motion. All those in favour?
Aye.
Declare it carried. Can I just have a move for these reports of committees? There's some there from Golden Fields. So move it, Councillor McGlynn, second there, Councillor Henderson. There's some there from Cal, some there from Golden Fields. Of course, the
On page 117, Mr. Mayor, did the catering happen with the youth group? That's a great initiative. Potential catering opportunities. It did. Oh,
Ms. Director, would you like to
that's wonderful.
comment on that?
Just very briefly, Mr. Mayor, it was an initiative of the community development team to give the young people some skills, I guess, for them, and for them to potentially be able to earn some revenue that they can then put towards programs after youth space. So.
Okay. Yeah, that's really
Very good.
And I believe that they will be catering at a future council.
Well, that's
wonderful.
That's
Very
good.
good. Councillor Henderson.
Just on that, through you, Mr. Mayor, I do remember a lot of people at that meeting asking who was the caterer, and people very happy to find out that the youth actually did catering. It was very, very good.
Terrific. That's really good, isn't it? Yes, Councillor
Are
Brooks.
we covering all the minutes for everything? For the
Are
whole?
we getting all the minutes we should be getting?
We're talking about the whole lot that goes right through.
We are?
All right.
Yes.
I was a bit surprised to read on page 128, reading glasses, council law,
Yeah.
about the proposal noting a potential application relating to a visitor information centre. The project is in its early stages with initial concepts being explored and a working group to be established for the next step. Now, when a councillor goes to an outside meeting, none of this has come to council.
Needs to come to council.
It came as a great shock to me. I don't know where the money's from, where's the stage of blew me away.
Mr. General Manager, would like to comment on that?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, no, I'm unable to comment. I wasn't in attendance at the meeting.
Okay, so
I can comment on
representatives,
that.
Councillor Brooks.
Yep. I had a feeling this might have been brought up tonight. The conversation that was in the room was obviously at every meeting of the CCC is they're trying to push the shared value project. And I did state that there is currently members of the community that are really looking for a VIC. And these members of the communities have asked for a copy of the SVP and are currently looking into the next steps of what they need to do to adhere to the SVP and are looking to get something together to come to council. So
Good in the minutes.
no monies has been spent. They're just trying to figure out what they need to do and who they want in that particular working group. So that's where that was up to.
I would have thought that a visitors information centre is, unless it's a privately owned one, that's one thing. But if it's council, I've got to run it, buy the money for it, and run it. It's got nothing to do with outside people. It's got to come through the council. This has gone a statement to a meeting of evolution, an evolution meeting. That it's nothing in here talking about outside people. It looks as though it's come from us, and yet we know nothing about it. I don't understand it.
I think
No, the SVP needs to come from the community. That's what evolution has said. And I stated that there are people in the community that are looking to create a working group to look down the avenue of getting a VIC up and running.
It's not a council
That was what
decision. Has not been.
I think
it has nothing to
what's
do with
representing
council yet.
council.
When it gets to that stage, they will obviously have to come to council, and council will be informed when they get to that stage. At this point in time, they're trying to educate themselves on what needs to happen in order to get this off the ground.
so. These are evolution's minutes. So we have no control over discussions in their meetings.
No, but we have control over the council.
We have control over our representatives in those meetings. So really, I mean, these are information gathering meetings from evolution for us. So the information that comes from these meetings should come back to us for discussion.
It's got to be a resolution of council.
So that's the thing. So anything like this that is, and I suppose we're getting the minutes from this, so that's how it's come to our attention. But any discussions regarding anything relating to funding from evolution for projects within Shire should be brought to council.
Or fundings that will have to do at some stage. It's got to be initiated, come from us.
We realise it's early days, but even preliminary discussions like this, we need to be aware of.
You need to be aware of.
We need to be aware of. Anyway, we'll just make that point. So that was a good point, Councillor McGlynn.
Thank you.
If there's no further discussion regarding the minutes of those reports of committees, I'll put the motion.
Sorry, Mr Mayor.
Yes.
Sorry, Mr Mayor. Before
Yes,
we
Councillor
go
Minogue.
on,
Mhm.
2 points. Going back to the youth advisory group, I note from the meeting that was held that there were a lot of apologies. I do hope that in the nicest possible way, it can be conveyed to the members of the youth advisory group of the need for their support, which means their attendance at these meetings. So in the nicest possible way, if that point could be made. Then going back to the Evolution CCC meeting, for clarity, the special value project, that is a decision that Evolution make how they are going to spend the money. Is that correct?
I think the Evolution is looking to spend some money on a special project within the Bland Shire, but they're looking for suggestions from the Bland Shire community and council on how to spend that money. So they're not determining it themselves. They're looking for input from the community and the Shire Council as to where they should, where they think they would get the best value. That's my understanding.
Okay, so my point really is that project submissions can come from anyone within the Bland Shire community. So council is entitled to put a project to Evolution for them to take onto their
that's good.
Yes,
their board.
absolutely.
So Bland Shire Council can do that, as can any community group, and it would not necessarily have to come to Bland Shire Council to be ratified.
Only if we have to maintain it afterwards.
That was right.
I think you would want, a community group would need to send their submission to Bland Shire Council as well as to Evolution, so that the council was aware.
It would be advisable, but my understanding is that that does not need to happen. So if there's any doubt on what we're debating here, maybe we need to get absolute clarification for Evolution and for that to be distributed to all the councillors so that we're all working from the same page, because my understanding is different. It would be advisable and it would be nice if community groups would include council in what they're submitting to Evolution, but my understanding is that there is no requirement. So but that's my understanding. I think that needs to be cleared up. I understand where Councillor McGlynn is coming from, in that there may be a financial implication for council in the future, and that's where it is advisable for community groups to incorporate advice and communicate with council what they're intending on putting up. But it doesn't need to happen. So I think we need to get that clarified, please.
Okay, very good.
Clarification, but the thing is, when you're putting any infrastructure, I've got a full case at home to put a submission in for a heated swimming pool. Now the council needs that like a hole on the head because they're massively expensive to maintain, but it can look very good on paper, and it would benefit a lot of people who actually live here, not people who are starting through. So there are a lot of things we could do, but the bottom line is, if council at the end of the day is going to be stuck with it to maintain it, they should have some sort of input into. It's one thing to put up a statue in Barm Edmund to somebody that lived there in the past. That's fine. That's okay. But when it's anything that's going to end up with maintenance and be left to the council, that's a huge consideration to our budget, and it can only come from the management and the elected councils.
I'm sure that should any submission come from an independent body to Evolution, that Evolution would have a discussion with council prior to any action being taken in that area. So I think that, yes, I take the point from Councillor Minogue. She's right. We need to make that point clear. However, I think that if independent community groups made a submission to Evolution, I feel fairly confident that Evolution would bring that suggestion to us for discussion.
Yeah. Can I just jump in there? I found it very hard. Every time Councillor McGlynn talked, I could hardly hear what she was saying. But I just want to reiterate where these people are up to is that they have asked for the requirements of an SVP, a shared value project, and are seeing what is required and one, whether they can fully form a group, and two, whether they want to and are able to go ahead. So there is nothing concrete as yet, and this is what I had said in the meeting, and these people are fully aware of the processes that do need to happen. But as I said in the Evolution meeting, is that it's in its very early stages. They are trying to figure out what an SVP is all about, and with the very loose term VIC in their head, they are looking into what needs to be happening. So there is nothing concrete yet. They definitely know what needs to happen. But as I said, they're just trying to wrap their head around it at this point in time.
Very good. I think we've had enough on this subject. Put the motion. All those in favour to adopt those reports? Aye, please. Aye. Great. Okay, very good. Now I need a motion to move into confidential business. Seconder, please. LaCroix. All those in favour? Aye. Could we? Thank you very much for coming.
What happened in the meeting room?
65 thirds of the people. Well done, well done.
You cleared the place.
There we go.
Now we're back.
That's my signature.
Finish open the door and we're back. Good day.
Okay, we back on air? We are.
Yep.
Okay, very good. Okay, in the confidential matters of council tonight, 8.1. Can I have some quiet, please?
Sorry.
8.1, Shire Children's Services consultant report. There's a recommendation there that council, one, receive and note the information report from the consultant into the need for additional preschool services, and two, continues to support the expansion project and exploration, and it was approved unanimously. Thank you. Can I move to close the meeting, please? Councillor McGinn, Councillor Crowe, all those in favour?
Aye.
We declare the meeting closed. Thank you.
Concise meeting. Concise meeting.
I found that extremely difficult to